One of the many features that sets LumaFusion apart from its competitors is its advanced color correction and effects capabilities that are built directly into the app, and not only that, they're fully keyframeable. To apply them to a clip, double tap it to launch the clip editor and select Color and Effects, which reveals 6 selectable tabs. The first gives you access to a range of color correction and grading presets that you can use as is or customize further to your liking. For example, to quickly increase the contrast in your shot, tap to apply the contrast preset. From here we can further customize the look by dragging the contrast slider until we get the desired results. To preview the before and after, tap the eye icon to toggle the effect layer's visibility on and off. You can only apply a single preset at a time, and tapping another simply updates the slider settings. To delete a preset entirely, tap the trash icon. If you want to manually make adjustments to your video from scratch, tap the original preset. Here you get access to all of the available color correction tools, including brightness, contrast, and saturation, red, green, and blue sliders, as well as the ability to adjust your gamma and hue. Lastly, you can apply a tint to your clip by tapping the tint color selector and dragging around the color wheel to select your tint color. Then use the saturation slider to set the intensity, and this is how you'd apply a sepia effect. If you want to remove the tint, drag the saturation slider all the way to the left to reset the color to pure white. We can also keyframe our adjustments so that they animate over time. For example, maybe we want to animate our clip's saturation value so it goes from full color to black and white. To do this, position the playhead at the point you want to begin the effect with the jog wheel, and tap to add a keyframe. Then position your playhead where you want the desaturation to fully take effect, and drag the saturation slider to 0, and we can preview the results. Remember, you can keyframe multiple values at once. To collapse the adjustment sliders, tap once on the color effect layer, and you can tap it again to reveal. Next, let's add some effects by tapping the second tab, and you can swipe up and down through a huge number of available effects. But let's be sensible and just apply the Vignette 2 preset. And once added, we can make further manual adjustments by dragging the sliders. Again, we can achieve powerful results through keyframing. For example, I can place my playhead just before our clip desaturates and set the radius to 0, and the intensity to 0.20, and tap to add a keyframe. Next, let's progress forward until the desaturation has taken place and increase the radius to 2 and the intensity to 1. And tap to preview the results without any rendering required. Next, let's tap the Blur preset gallery and scroll down and tap to apply the Zoom Blur. This gives us 2 control handles that can be used to control the center position and the amount of blur applied to the clip. Once again, we can keyframe these values. I'm going to position the center over the middle of my foreground object, set the amount to 0 and add a keyframe. Then I'll progress forwards, adjust the center and increase the blur amounts. And then I'll add a final keyframe shortly afterwards, and return the amount back to 0 and preview the results. Now you just need to resist the urge to employ keyframe effects on every clip unless it actually furthers your story. I'll tap the trash icon to remove the zoom effect. Another powerful feature in LumaFusion is the ability to reposition your effect preset layer order by tapping to close, then dragging on the reposition icon up or down. You'll also notice the bar with green indicator lights. This tells you how much processing power your device is using to display the currently selected effects. And if I tap through and continue to apply effects, you can see the amount of processing required is increased. Once you max this out, you'll no longer be able to apply any more effects, but seriously, who do you think you are, Peter Jackson? The last tab will display any custom color and effects presets you've saved. Let's save the effects we've just applied as one now by tapping the Save Custom Effect Preset button. Give it a name that clearly describes the effect, and tap to save. Now we can exit the Color and Effects editor. Tap to select another clip in the timeline. And instead of opening this in the editor, just tap to open the clip toolbox. Tap Presets and select Color and Effects at the top, and tap to apply the preset we just saved. Remember, keep it simple and only use effects if they help you tell your story.